What do you think, Cynthia, for you, what's the biggest change you've made in your life that you think's had the biggest change in your life? Like, is there a habit, a practice? Obviously, running's a huge one that I think we discussed. Is there anything else, a change that you've made internally in your belief system or externally or in your values that you think has been the catalyst for all of these mindset shifts and this greatness that has come your way? Like, does that come from having had a religious upbringing that you've spiritualized? Does it come, because I'm always fascinated by like when you speak and when you put these ideas together, I'm like, there's so much beauty, there's so much eloquence, and then there's elegance to it too. And then I'm like, well, how like, I'm like, I guess when you were saying like, when you're looking at a role or a person, actually, you said a person, a real person, not a character. You were saying like you love to figure out how they walk and how they talk and why they do this. I think for me, when I'm fascinated by human behavior from the point of view of how can humans change? Right. I think that's what I get obsessed about. I'm always like, well, when that person made that shift, what did they do that helped them to make that shift? And how can other people benefit from that? Yeah. Or like, how does that person make decisions that makes them a better decision maker? Or why does that person lie or steal or cheat or whatever it may be that ruins their life? So I think, I'm just trying to get to what change, did you have to make a change in mindset, or do you think it was a snowball effect of just these positive experiences that you kept collecting?
I think it's like a slow and steady accumulation of just trying things. When I was younger, I was a little scared. When I first went to drama school, what actually happened was I met someone at a young actors company. I told you the story before, Ray McCann, and she told me I should go to drama school. But before that, I had just gone out on a whim and decided I can't go to university and study this subject that I'm studying. It doesn't feel right. It's sort of like listening to myself and being okay with that. This might be a terrible mistake, but I'm not going to do this thing that I think everybody expected me to do. So I'm going to leave university. I'm going to just try this young actors company, this course that's at a theater. It's not a massive course that is around the world, like nobody really knows about it, but it just feels right. So I'm going to go there. I bump into Ray, who I hadn't seen for 5 years. She tells me to go to drama school. I tell her no. I say, I'm not doing it. There's no way I'm going to get in. She says, well, you can't come to this course if you don't apply to this school. And I say, all right, I will apply to this school, but only this school. Just this one. Only because you asked, and I'm only applying to this. Fine. I apply and I do the work. I don't phone it in. I really do work to get to these auditions. And somehow I find myself in this drama school. Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. It's one of the best schools in the world for acting. And I feel like a fish out of water. But a lot of my experience at this school is about what feels right for me. Because that's really how I can gauge it. At one point, and I was physical. I was working out a lot, and one of the teachers says, "Oh, you should stop working out because you need to get softer." And I was like, I don't know that that's right. I'm gonna keep working out because it's good for my brain and my mind. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And I find a person in my class who happens to just play the piano. He plays the piano beautifully. So we just pick up books from the library that are scores of music, and we go through these music scores. One of them happens to be Wicked. And we learn that score back to front. I have no idea that 10 odd years later, that thing is going to be the thing I'm doing now. No idea. I have no idea. I just love the music. And I know that going away to a music room with a piano with this person to sing all this music feels really good. Yeah. Feels good. We're doing these shows and we all are like trying to get our agents and whatnot. And I don't think the traditional way of getting an agent is really going to work for me. So we put on a cabaret in the bar because it feels good. I get my agent and I finish early. So when I go to do this thing, we call it the tree, which is like a presentation of different scenes. I just do the things that feel good. Yeah. And people love it. And I feel good when I'm done. And there's no pressure, there's no anxiety. And I leave with a show to go to. And it's been a series of what's my gut and my heart telling me? The color purple came because I knew it was coming, and I was like, I know I'm supposed to play Celie. I just know it. I can't tell you why, but my gut is telling me, my heart is telling me that's what I'm supposed to do. No idea about what's happening next. We do this show in a little theater with 200 people. It's a 200-seater. That's it. Towards the end, they asked, do you think you would want to do this on Broadway? I don't think they're being serious. Cut to a year or two later, we're on Broadway and we're doing this show. I have no idea of any of this. I think it's just accumulation of genuinely listening to myself and not being afraid that the decision might be wrong.
Totally.
You know?
Yes.
Because yes, some of it might be wrong, but then it somehow is right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If you've just sparked something in me that I think has some truth in it, is the idea that if you listen to everyone else, chances are they might be wrong.
Right.
And if you listen to yourself, chances are you might be right.
Right.
And there might be some ways that it goes wrong, but when you're listening to yourself, you can take responsibility for when it doesn't work. You can pivot quicker.
Right.
Whereas I find when you listen to someone else and it goes wrong, then you just keep blaming them and you go, oh yeah, I shouldn't have listened to that person.
Right.
And it's like, but no, like you don't need to listen to what they thought anyway. And so I love that. And I love all the dots and
it all joins.
And that's the beauty of it. Like looking back on it, there's that beautiful quote from Steve Jobs where he said, you can't connect the dots moving forward. Right. You only can when you're looking backwards. And I feel like when that's exactly what this is, you're like, I just did this because it felt good and I did this. And now when I look back, and I encourage everyone to not look for the connection moving forward. Yeah. Like you'll find it. No connection moving forward.
You'll find it later. Yeah. Just keep taking the steps forward. Again, one step in front of the other. Yeah. Just keep moving forward.
That's beautiful.